Hey dolls and friends, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Amber Michon and I do weekly DIYs using majority of Dollar Tree or other affordable items. But if you're not new, hey doll, hey. Say hey to them.
Hey, I'm a sad kid.
So in today's video, I'm sharing with you guys 8 spring DIYs. I really love how they all turned out, and yes, I got 8 for you guys in this video. A lot of them are really easy and like 3, maybe 4 steps tops. But I know you guys are going to love this video, so if you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up as it definitely helps out with my channel's growth. If you're new, love what you see, but also love all things home decor and DIY on a budget, I would also appreciate if you would consider subscribing and hitting the bell right next to it so you're notified every time that I upload. Alright dolls, let's go ahead and jump right in. For this first DIY, I'm going to take this carrot patch sign from the Dollar Tree as well as some of these 1-gallon paint stir sticks from Home Depot, and then I also have this white foam board from the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do actually is just cut down the handles off of these paint stir sticks. I have a bunch of different sizes of paint sticks that are already cut down, but since I needed 4 sides and I already had one that was cut down, I just did the 3 that come in the pack. So once I cut down the handle, I just measured it against the white foam board and then traced it to see where I needed to cut it down. And then I just used a utility knife to cut that down. Easy peasy, really simple. If you don't have a utility knife, scissors will work just fine as well. Then I'm going to use my Minwax Dark Walnut stain color to stain my paint sticks for my border, and I absolutely love this color. I think it's so pretty. I love some like light brown colors too. So the Dollar Tree has golden oak, so if you see it, I would recommend that you grab it. But once those were dry, I just hot glued them down to the perimeter of my sign now. Hot glue worked just fine. If you want to use a heavy duty glue, you can. Then I removed the front raised portion of this carrot patch sign as well as the burlap that was on that, and then make sure you remove the staples that are on the back side as well. They're in there pretty good. Once I remove that, then I am going to just sand down where those holes are. I typically fill it with some wood filler, but I didn't need to for this one. And I just painted my sign using my Waverly chalk paint in white, and I gave this sign 2 coats. I then went to my Cricut and cut out the phrase, "Spring is a lovely reminder of how beautiful change can be." And I did it in this blue, like navy blue color. I think it's so pretty. This video is just full of all colorful spring decor pieces. So once I varnished that over, I just placed that in the middle of my larger sign. So it's my middle insert. And then I have this green Spanish moss that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I think it was $5 for this entire pack. And all I'm going to do is just cut out little chunks of it, not little, but bigger chunks of it, and just hot glue it down. I wish that I used a larger hot glue gun because it took a long time for me to glue all of this moss in here with my smaller detailed tip glue gun, but I don't have any more full-size glue sticks. I just have the mini ones. So yeah, I gotta get to Walmart and buy some. But anyways, just go all the way around and pack it in as much as you can. I just did 1 layer real quick all the way around, and then I just went back after I was done and just filled in the places that you could still see the foam board. But it was super easy. It just took a bit of time and it was really messy afterwards. And then once it's all covered all the way around, then just cut it down, give it a nice trim job. I've really focused on it hanging over the edge where the border is. Then I took these wildflowers in the color purple, yellow, and pink, all from the Dollar Tree, and I just took off the floral pieces. Now, I will say a lot of these things that I got from the Dollar Tree were still $1 because I'm using everything in my stash. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree that often this year because I have tons of stuff that I just need to use. But anyways, I just took them off of the stems and then cut them down so they are singular floral pieces or flower pieces, and then just hot glued them directly onto the moss. And I think this is so pretty. It's so gorgeous, super easy to make. It's a really big sign, so you can put it like on a mantle. You can put a hanger on the back of it and hang it up on the wall or just a table. I just think it's really pretty, and I just love how big it is. Next up, we're taking this larger egg shape from the Dollar Tree, and all I did was use some washi tape and tape down one side of the egg. Then I'm going to use my agave colored chalk paint from Waverly and just paint on the inside of the egg. That's pretty much it. I gave it 2 coats. Once it was dry, I then just removed the washi tape. This is my first time actually using washi tape to do like a stencil or like, you know, tape off some painted areas. And I really like it. I think it came out super cute. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit more to this piece and untie the jute cord that came at the top. And all I did was just fish through 2 16mm beads just to give it more of a decorative touch at the top. And I really love it. Then I went to my Cricut again and searched a bunny image. All I did was I think I put bunny head in, and I was able to find this like scrolling for a while, and I think it's so adorable. It was rather easy to weed out as well. So all I did was just varnish that over into the other side where the stripes were, or the strips were. And then I wanted my egg to stand up. So I just hot glued 3 or 4 different pieces of Jenga blocks to the back just so I can get it to stand up. And that's it for this one. I really love how high end and easy it was. And it looks just so pretty. Let me know what you think. For my next sign, I'm just going to take one of these Christmas signs that I got from the Dollar Tree around Christmas time. You got it. Just remove the twine hanger on the top and that galvanized snowflake, and then I just covered the back of this with my brown craft paper so I can have a nice finished look, and then just cut that off to size. Once I was done, I then filled up my holes with my wood filler yet again. Once it dries, sand it down and wipe it down, and you're good to go. Painted this using my white Waverly chalk paint, and I did 2 coats. Then I took my Chalk Couture stencil, this bike stencil that says "Take the long way home." I think it's really cute. I've seen a few crafters use this stencil or this transfer. I don't really know, what is it called? Screen transfers. Anyways, like I said, I just recently signed up for Chalk Couture. So I just do the monthly subscription where they send me 1 transfer a month. I actually signed up under Kristen K. So check her out. She uses Chalk Couture quite a bit. But I just use the colors that come in like the little trial pack that you get, or like the sample pack. And these colors are, I think these are berry and ocean. And I just put it on there and then just remove the transfer. I think it's really pretty, and it dries really quickly, y'all. Then I just took some twine, some jute twine, and just wrapped it around 3 times on either side and hot glued it down to secure it in place. Cut it off. And then for my hanger, I'm loving just simple beaded hangers where you just fish through 3 to 5 beads, and it just gives it a different kind of look. It doesn't like, I don't know, because when you use Dollar Tree signs, you want to make sure that it elevates, or you want to try to elevate the look of a Dollar Tree sign. So that's why crafters use stencils from Chalk Couture, or they use stencil from their Cricut, or just a Cricut like vinyl transfer or whatever. That's why we use that stuff, because it elevates it. But I'm finding that for hangers, for me, adding a little bit of beads on my jute cord is going to do it for me. So I really like it. I know that was a lot and long-winded, but I had to explain myself. next up, I'm taking a couple of these like faux terracotta planters from the Dollar Tree. I just recently found these. I hadn't seen these before, but they come in a pack of 4. And I took my white Waverly chalk paint and a chippy brush that I got from Amazon. It's linked in my Amazon store, link in my description box below, and just covered that completely with that paint. And then just kind of gave it a rough like paint job. I'm still wanting a little bit of the terracotta to show through, but enough of the white so you know that it's white. Then I took my burnt umber acrylic paint using the same brush and started to just distress all around my mini planter as well. Just kept going until I was happy with the rustic, weathered kind of look of it. And I really like how it turned out. So these are the 2 that I did. Now I'm going to take some green moss as well as 2 of these foam balls from the Dollar Tree. I think 6 come in a pack. And all I did was just hot glue them down to the bottom of my planter so they wouldn't move. And then I got a couple of people ask me to do butterfly like spring projects. So I saw this on Pinterest where this person had a larger planter with butterflies looking like they were flying out of it. So I found these butterflies at the Dollar Tree and I got 2 of the same pack. At least I thought there were 2 of the same pack. I realized while I was doing this that they weren't. But anyways, I just took some floral wire and then 2 of the same size and kind of look of the butterflies and just hot glued them, like sandwiched the floral wire in between both of them, if that makes any sense, and then just kind of stuck them into the floral foam ball and then put my green moss all in there. And then I realized I needed to get a little bit more flowers and florals in here and greenery. I'm a greenery gal, so I'm going to first reach for my boxwood greenery, and that's what I did. I just kind of stuck those all around, and then I got some other greenery pieces that kind of offset the color and the shade of the boxwood. I just really love playing around with all shades of green or greenery for some of my planters and my projects, but I just kept fiddling around with it until it was the way that I wanted, and I ended up putting 3 butterflies in each planter. But I really love this. I think this is so cute. It's so adorable, and I hope you guys are happy with something different than carrots and bunnies with these butterflies. For the next DIY, I'm just taking this old wine sign that I've had for years, like years on years, and this stencil that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to paint my sign using my moss chalk paint color from Waverly, and I did all sides of this sign, and I did 2 coats. So this is what it looks like once I'm complete. Then I took that stencil, placed it down in the center, and then taped it down so it didn't move. Then I did 1 light coat, like 1 thin coat of Mod Podge, so that way I can get my stencil to stay in place and I wouldn't get any pockets of like bubbles and my paint wouldn't bleed when I stenciled it over. I actually learned this trick from Whitney from Whiskey and Wit, and once it was dry or almost dry, I removed the stencil, and this is what it looks like. And I really like it. I think it's super cute, and it was super easy with just 2 steps. For my next DIY, I'm taking this mini wreath that I got from a pack from Hobby Lobby, some floral foam, just a small square, some eggs that I've had from a Dollar Tree. I actually use these on a wreath, and some Spanish moss that I got from Hobby Lobby. So after I traced the circle of the wreath onto the foam board, and then I just hot glued as much of the moss that I wanted to on top of that. And then I hot glued the foam board directly onto the bottom of the wreath. But I also made sure that I put a little bit more of the moss on top. So once I was satisfied with the look of that, I then laid my eggs down and hot glued those down. Then I realized I needed more moss, or I wanted more moss. I wanted this to look more of like a full bird's nest, or whatever you have it. I think in the end, I may have needed smaller eggs. I don't know if I've seen smaller eggs at Dollar Tree. I'm sure that there are, but I just kept putting more moss in here. I wanted to get more of a sunken look, but hey, I really like this. I think it's adorable. For my next DIY, I'm taking this bike basket that I got from Target's Dollar Spot. It was $5, and just my bucket of loose florals that I have. And this DIY is more of just like a decorating like hack tip, or this is what you could do too. I went back and forth with doing it with just the greenery, and then I put some lavender picks in there, and then I went back and forth to doing it with just some greenery and some carrots. You can do whatever you want, but I really love the look of this. This is going in my sitting room, and my sitting room for spring always has that lavender and greenery look, so it'll match the overall look and theme in there. And then I think it'll just look really great on that coffee table with like a centerpiece of like trio of things that I have. But yeah, get that bike basket and you can decorate it whatever you want for all the seasons. That's what I plan on doing. Next up, I'm taking this wall shelf from the Dollar Tree. Now, these just recently came to my Dollar Tree a couple months ago, so I stocked up. They come with 2 packs or 2 shelves in here that you can hang. You got to sand it down a bit because it's like really like rugged. The jagged edges. Anyways, I filled the holes with some wood filler and then let that sit to dry. Then I took out my letters. It's going to say Hoppy Spring, and my burnt umber acrylic paint, and I'm going to paint these letters. But then before it dries, I'm just going to wipe it down so it looks more of like a stain than like a dark like brown color. And I think it's really cute. I really like that color. And then I took my agave colored chalk paint again and painted the sign. I just did 1 coat, and this is what it looks like once I'm done. Then I went to my Cricut and cut out these bunnies. I think these bunnies are so freaking cute. They're so stinking cute. I can't believe that I found them. It took me a while to search. I searched spring bunny, I believe, and this came up like way down there in the search results. But anyways, I'm going to varnish that over, and it's actually a stencil. It's not like just vinyl. So I'm going to stencil this over with some white chalk paint. I first placed my letters down just so I can get the right measurements and see where I needed to place my bunnies in the middle. And then I took a chippy brush and my white chalk paint and then just painted all in there. I didn't do too much of the edges because I still wanted the agave color to show through, but because it is stencil, the agave color is going to show through no matter what. But I also wanted to just make sure that I had more white in the center of my sign than on the edges, if that makes any sense. So I just kept going back and forth until I was happy with what I knew it would look like. Just dried it a little bit and then removed my stencil. It was rather easy. Just be careful that you don't pull up any of the paint or scratch your surface that you want the the color to show through. So I think it's so adorable, but I did end up taking my sanding finger sander just to sand down the edges so I can get more of that agave color to show through. But I love the color for this spring sign. I think it's so pretty. And then I just placed my letters back. Like I said, it's going to say Hoppy Spring. And then I use my Gorilla glue gel, super glue gel, and just place the letters down. And that's it for this one. I have it standing up. I just put some Jenga blocks in the back of it. But that's it. I love it. I think it's so adorable, and it might be my favorite because it was so easy too. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like I said, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be blessed, stay safe, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, dolls and friends. They'll find me, yeah. What's the matter? What's the matter? Nothing.
Panda. He went on a fish.
Truest statement ever for this one. With you guys, 8. Huh? Okay, can I read this to you after I'm done?
Okay,
let
so
me
Jungle Cruise. Once upon a time, he couldn't find his home, and Jungle Wreck.